a way of making people aware of things. And I don't think everybody has the capacity, for whatever reason, whether it's the inclination or the energy or the financial resources, to be a real activist.
I don't disagree. It's one of those things where I feel like there's a blessing and a curse to it. One is, I think it's a beautiful thing to allow people to feel like activists for doing things like that. I think we've all done. I mean, passed around things like the that beautiful "I Do" video from Australia, things like that. Does that make someone an activist? I'm not sure. Does it make them feel like they're a part of something that's good, that is enriching the world somehow or opening eyes somehow? Yes, and that is a beautiful and noble thing in and of itself. And if that leads 1 out of every 100 people to donate money to a cause that they care about, or to say, hey, I want to shed light on this issue, I'm going to go grab my video camera, run down the street and shoot video about this homeless person. Those are all intrinsically beautiful things. So I'm with you. I think pointing out these critics is interesting, because you'd think that there'd be so many people rallying behind this in ways that we've never seen before, as opposed to those that are going to great lengths to try to discredit the documentary and to point out its flaws. It's just interesting to me.
Well, I mean, I would be interested to learn also, because you bring up that there might be some inaccuracies in this viral documentary,
and also like misreporting of finances. It's alleged. But I mean, I don't know anything about it.
At some point, shouldn't there be someone or something that it has to go through to fact check some of these things? I mean, it's sort of like
it sounds like you're talking about media, state monitored media, and that's
a scary thought.
That's not good.
But I mean,
but I do think people have to hold themselves accountable for what they're perceiving and what they're responding to. You can take it at face value, or you can do a little bit of legwork. Who's the money? I mean, I one year bought. This is a really kind of embarrassing story that could really backfire on me, but I'm just going to tell it. I one year, instead of giving my agents gifts of buying them like massages or something, I decided one year I wanted to give them a cow. I wanted to buy a cow for a village family or something. You know what I mean? Like the Heifer Project kind of a thing.
I'm now envisioning you walking down the halls of William Morris with a cow.
I am not now, nor never have been a William Morris Endeavor client. But I wanted to, give a charitable gift. So
sure.
I wanted to do like the Heifer Project or something, but I went online and I didn't see the Heifer
Is
Project.
Is he just calling me fat?
Yeah, clearly that's what I was doing.
That also happens.
Talk to your trainer. So I go online and I end up buying this cow for this family in Africa for my Jewish agents from a company called World Vision, which is a very, very Christian organization. And it's totally on me. I didn't slow down. I didn't slow my roll and really look at what the organization does. I was like, cow, bought, send. I'm a good boy. I got Christmas presents and Hanukkah presents for everyone.
He's doing a little dance in the studio, by the way.
And I had to send this email that was like, guys, I think this is still good. I'm so sorry. Desperately trying to cover my bases. But so that's the kind of thing that's on me. That's on me. World Vision probably does a lot of really great work. If they do it in exchange for you reading the Bible, I have mixed feelings about that.
As long as you didn't spray it gold.
Anyway, it was quite the... so my point is only we are all responsible for what we do, what we respond to, where we send our money, what we retweet.
I love that cow story. That is now my favorite story of the evening.
I just love there's an organization called the Heifer Project.
The Heifer Project's amazing. The Heifer Project is amazing.
What is the Heifer Project?
They give livestock to villages and families all over the world so that they can create self-sustaining agriculture.
That's great.
That's really, a goat. Really cool. It's amazing what a goat can provide for a family. It can provide them income, food, and one goat can change a family's entire trajectory.
We were talking before the show about
goats.
I mean, it's barnyard related. We were talking about Chick-fil-A.
I'm reading the Hunger Games, and there's a goat in there.
I mean, Thank you for that. Beautiful chime.
Way to stop the conversation.
Yeah, Jesus. We're talking before, Peter, about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Before we walked into the studio, and it's something that you clearly have a lot of passion about. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, it's an interesting thing for me. So Chick-fil-A, I grew up in the South, among other places, but I grew up in the South eating a lot of Chick-fil-A. I love me a deep fried chicken sandwich with pickles and mayonnaise. I just do. And but I was really disturbed, like many of us in the community were, to find out that Chick-fil-A has a very, very strong anti-gay agenda. If my memory serves, and this is me paraphrasing, but they, in 2009, gave almost $2 million to anti-gay groups, to what I would call, hate groups. They run a retreat center that's called something like WinShape, something along those lines, where gay people are not welcome. And so they've been trying to put one in. They tried to put one in at some public university.
NYU?
Well, no, there's NYU. It's a private university. I think they wanted to put one in at Michigan, or I can't remember, another university that threw down and said no and rejected them. NYU, I think it's still I think this is still in play. I think NYU might still happen.